Hi guys and welcome back. This reading is for the zodiac sign of Libra. So if you are a sun, moon, rising, or if your Venus sits in the sign of Libra, this is the reading for you for the month. So we're going to start our reading with a couple of oracle cards just so we have an idea of the theme of what is going to happen this month for us. So the first card that I have for you is energetic movement. So a lot of things seems to be moving very, very fast. We also have number 5, which means the energy of Mercury might be very, very strong for you guys. In a sense of what I can see, for a lot of people, fifth house in your zodiac chart might also be activated. So please do consider that. It seems like you are going to be on your toes most of the time. Something new might be happening. You might have to meet a lot of people, but it's just like you have a lot of going on. So maybe your calendars are like too full with meetings and with stuff. Very few people may have to travel, so I don't see it for everybody, but for very few I see it so far. And then we have number 21, determination. So again, very, very strong despite being a Libra sign, ruled by Venus. I'm sensing a lot of heated energy, so I'm sensing a lot of fire. So when I say heat, what I mean is fire. So I'm sensing a lot of fiery energy which is coming for you, which means you guys are going to be focused and you will not get enough time to worry or to think about anything else other than work or whatever it is that you have on your agenda. Let's get a couple of zodiac cards just to see what is up with us this month. So the first card that I have for you is the Great Trine, which is blessings. So some blessings are coming towards you, perhaps something that you have been dreaming of, something that you have been too focused on, and you've been putting a lot of your energy is possibly coming true. The next card that I have is the third house messages. For a lot of you, you are going to be getting a lot of messages. So a lot of messages are going to be coming in, and also third house also represents sibling. So while all this energy may not be happening to you, but I don't know, for some reason I see dance classes. I don't know, somebody dancing. I'm sensing somebody dancing, somebody jumping. Maybe, somebody is starting, either you or somebody in your neighborhood. It's also possible for your neighbors or your siblings, like some of your siblings or your cousins are starting something like a dance, a new course, perhaps a new language. So all those things seem to be happening for you guys. Now let's get a couple of cards or the guidance from the tarot cards to see what is the general energy for my Libras this month. Cards, give me the general energy for Libras this month. So the first card that I have for you guys, it's the Eight of Discs. Then we are starting with the Eight of Swords. All right. Then we have the High Priestess, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the Judgment card. Now, the first thing that I can tell you looking at all these cards right now is that you have been working very, very hard. So house number 3, so the third house is also the house of Parishram. In Hindi, that's what we call it, or what it means is basically that it's the house of effort. So you have been making a lot of efforts consistently. Now you have been working, you've been keeping your head down, and you've been practicing this one thing over and over again. And I think it sort of aligns with the cards that you had, which means you've been trying to ace a particular technique. You've been so focused. All your attention has been at one point that you are actually afraid of it. So maybe that goal that you have is so big. Something that you're focusing on is so, so big that you're actually scared. You're not sure that, whether you'll be able to ace it or not. But with the High Priestess, this is a card where it tells you that, you have to hold a little bit longer. So with too many eights coming in, what I can tell you is that whatever that you're looking for, a conclusion is not going to happen very, very quickly. So you'll have to wait a little longer before you can actually see the result of it, or before you can see what goes on. But at the bottom of the deck for this particular general message, we had the Judgment card. And what Judgment card is about is that during the times when you feel like nobody is there, nobody is supporting you, nobody loves you, for a lot of people, they think that, they've been just overworking, their bosses are not paying attention to them, the relationship they are in, this person is not focusing on them. But what is happening is, whatever you are doing, all the hard work is not going to go waste. So your ancestors, your guides, your angels are paying attention to it, and then you will be given what is rightfully yours. But in your case, I don't see it happening very, very quickly. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be very honest. You'll have to wait a tad bit longer before it actually happens. Now let's see what is happening in the career for my lovely Libras. So the first card that I have for you is the Eight of Wands. All right, then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Three of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Justice card. Now, this is amazing. You have the Justice card and you have the Judgment card at the same time. Guys, whatever you're doing is super karmic. Now, the first thing first, when it comes to your career, if you are looking, if you're waiting for a message, if you're waiting for a job, I see messages coming in very, very quickly. So a lot of communication coming in, whether it's through emails, through a letter, maybe it's an acceptance letter, maybe it's like this letter that is going to tell you that you've received a new job offer. So I see that happening. For some of you, I do see having or receiving a letter or a message that talks about starting your education in a new place, so in a new country, something related to a different country, a different state is also possible. What I can tell you for a fact, that wherever you are in your career right now, and as I told you, I don't see things happening very, very quickly. But now, if I have to give you a timeline, I can tell you that you will probably see a change happening within the next 6 months. So, whatever staleness or stagnation that you are in right now, it's not going to be the same. You will eventually see it. Now, the great thing is, I don't know if you've noticed it, one is, the Justice card and the Judgment card I hear, and then it's like you have three eights here. There's so many eights. So that energy of Saturn, and Saturn gets exalted. Saturn feels happy in the sign of Libra, which means patience is your strongest game right now. So have patience and then keep moving. Let's see what is happening in the situationship for my lovely Libras right now. The first card I have is the Six of Wands, my mind. The next card that I have is the Ace of Swords. Then I have the Five of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, I have the King of Wands. So, people in love, let's get started. Now, the first thing is, you might have... Okay, give me a minute. I don't know why I am getting this energy, but I feel like some of you, now this is a very specific message for some of you, not all of you. Someone was promised an engagement, or somebody got engaged. But there was still a lot of confusion about this commitment. Now, so it may not be an engagement, it could be a promise ring, but there was a promise that was made. And I have a feeling, there were certain questions that were coming up in your mind about this relationship, whether this relationship is true or not, whether this person is going to be with you or not. Now, what I am feeling is that you have reached a conclusion about it. And for some of you, I feel like this person was not as trustworthy as you thought they were. So, from a love perspective, I'm feeling like, things are not well, whatever it was. So, whatever situation you were in, it does not seem to go very well. It seems like everything was nice. So, you've reached a point of low from a very high point. Now, some of you might have been cheated on. Yeah, but it seems like more like it's cheating, but it's not like there's an emotional cheating. Like, I don't see a third party. So it's not the presence of a third party, but it's just that maybe your ideologies did not match, or maybe it was just like like what you wanted together as a couple did not match, and that is what has left you to this Five of Cups energy, where you feel a little lost, you feel a little disappointed, you feel like, why have I reached this situation? So you know what, let's find out, or let's see what should be the advice. So what is the advice for my lovely Libras? So the first card that I have for you is the Princess of Wands. So you guys, you need to be, I think one thing that I'm getting is dress up a little more sexier. Pay attention to yourself, pay attention to how you look. Bring that fiery compassion back towards yourself. So how you would look, how you would dress up, how you would go out for parties, how you would socialize. So if you are not a party person, but at least socialize a little bit, because wands are all about socializing. It's a physical movement that is needed. So if you guys have been slacking in a sense of not going out much or not working out, well, this is the card which is telling you you need to work out. The next thing that I have is the King of Cups. Now King of Cups is somebody who is who's is a person who's very, very emotionally matured. So this person is able to take decisions not only from an emotional point of view but also from an analytical point of view. So the suggestion here is, you have to have that energy where you're like, you know what, I will think it through, but I'm not going to take emotional actions towards it. The next card that I have for you is Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is telling you that if you don't manage the stress well, it is going to eat you inside. So pay attention to it. Stop following for people who only sort of are there, in an emotional illusion. So you have to look at things other than just the emotional illusion. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Ace of Cups, and Ace of Cups is again telling me that you have to make sure that you put yourself in a very emotionally satisfying place instead of just being all over the place. So think about yourself. Make sure that self-care is basically your priority. And let's see some of the love messages that we have for you. So the first card that I have for you is Love Yourself First. Oh my God, I love this when everything makes sense so much. Something that I've been trying to tell you. You need to love yourself. You are your own priority. And make sure your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I told you to start working out, so that is also related. Working out brings you, like, this next level of confidence. The next card that I have for you is Engagement. Oh my freaking God. I was talking about it. There has been an engagement, there has been a promise ring, or something along those lines as well. So some of you are finally going to make a decision in terms of your engagement. And then the final card that I have for you is Heart to Heart Conversations, which is what I something said, like the clarity that you required from this person, from this situation that you were in, is finally coming. So let me know, people, if this reading resonates, and I'll see you guys next time.